Here is your video, my friend. Times 3. We're going to triple the number, so 6 times 3 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 more is 18. 7 times 3, we do 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 7 is 21. And then 8 times 3 is 8 plus 8 plus 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 8 more is 24. 7 times 4, we're going to double the number and double it again because that's our times 4 strategy. So we're going to do 7 doubled is 14, and 14 doubled is 28. 8 times 4, we're going to double 8 and then double it again. So 8 doubled is 16, and then 16 plus 16 is 32. All right, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 7 is 35. 6 times 6 is 36. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. And 11 times 11 is 121. Now we're going to go to our times 9. So our times 9 strategy is a little tricky at first, but then it's going to start to make more sense. So if I have 9 times 2, my first digit in my answer is going to be 1 less than the number that I'm multiplying by 9. So in this case, I'm multiplying 9 by 2. So what's 1 less than 2? 1. My second digit is going to be what I would add to the first digit to equal 9. So there's 2 digits in the answer, and when you add these 2 digits together, they equal 9. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so 1 plus what equals 9? 1 plus 8 equals 9. So the answer is 18. 9 times 3, we're going to do what's 1 less than 3? 2. 2 plus blank equals 9. 7. So it's 27. 9 times 4, what's 1 less than 4? 3. 3 plus something equals 9. It's a 6, so it's 36. 9 times 5, what's 1 less than 5? 4. 4 plus something equals 9. 4 plus 5, so the answer is 45. 9 times 6, what's 1 less than 6? 5. 5 plus what equals 9? 54. 9 times 7, 6. 6 plus 3 equals 9, so it's 63. 9 times 8, what's 1 less than 8? 7. 7 plus something equals 9. 7 plus 2, so the answer is 72. And then 9 times 9, first digit is 1 less, 8. 8 plus what equals 9? 81. Okay, we are going to do a little bit of review, and we're going to do the multiplication of fractions. So we're going to do 3/4 times 1/2. And what we do for that is we multiply the numerators across. 3 times 1 is 3. And then 4 times 2 is 8. So that's how we multiply fractions. It's kind of harder to add fractions, believe it or not. So I'm just going to go through the steps, and it's okay if you don't remember how to do this. We just keep watching this part over, and it does take some time. So we need to find a number that when you're counting up would be the same for 2 and 4, the denominators. So we're going to count up by 2s until we get to a number that also, when we count up, would be the same as by counting by 4s. So in this one, it is 4. So we're going to change this to a 4, and we're going to change this to a 4. But in math, I can't just change a 2 to a 4, so I have to multiply it by something. So for this one, 2 times 2 is 4, and then I do 2 times 1. Anything I multiply the denominator by, I multiply the numerator by. And then 4 times something equals 4. It's times 1. And then I multiply this numerator by 1 as well. So 3 times 1 is 3. Now that I have the same denominator, I rewrite my denominator down here, and then I add my numerators together. 3 plus 2 is 5. So it's 5/4. And then if we were doing subtraction, we would do the same exact steps as adding, but the last step would be different. So I will go through this step by step. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find our common number if we're counting up. What is the lowest number that 2 and 4 have in common when we're counting up? It's a 4. So this is a 4 and this is a 4. How do we get a 4 into a 4? We multiply it by 1, and anything we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So 3 times 1 is 3. And then how do we get a 2 to a 4? We multiply it by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. And now our last step is going to be the same as our first step in that we rewrite the denominator, but then now instead of adding these two fraction numerators together, we're going to subtract them. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 1/4 is our final answer. Now sometimes in fractions, we might have something that looks like this. So we would do all the same steps. So let's just change this one to 1 plus 2. So this is 1 1/2 and 2 3/4. If this was the beginning problem, then we would do all of this work that we just did, same exact way, but then our last step would be to add these together because it's not just a fraction, it's a fraction with a whole number, which is called a mixed number. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So just to kind of go over the types of fractions we might have, this is a regular fraction. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. So this is just a regular old fraction. A fraction that has a numerator that's bigger than the denominator, and remember the numerator is the top number. So for here, the numerator is bigger than the denominator, which is the bottom number. That is called an improper fraction. And anytime we have an improper fraction, we have to change it into a different type of fraction, which is called a mixed number. And a mixed number just means that there's a fraction. So here's our fraction part, but then it's also connected to a whole number. And our whole number in this case is 1. So we have 2/3 is a regular fraction. 3/2 would be an improper fraction. And then 1 3/4 is a mixed number because this is a whole number and it's together with a fraction. So you can unmute yourself, honey, and let me know, do you have any questions about any of that?